My name is Kai. I'm 25 and I've been into cars since I was a kid. I've lived on Maui for about, 15 years. The first 10 years of my life, I was over on the Big Island. The car that I drive is a 1997 Toyota Crown. And the reason I chose it was because it's a JDM luxury car and I've always wanted one. I got into cars because growing up, my dad was always into cars and I kind of just followed in his footsteps and it became a passion of mine. I guess in order to get the car, I had to do some research on how to import a car from Japan. And then I had to wait for the perfect car to pop up on auction. And I bought it, imported it to Oahu, and then shipped it from Oahu to Maui. The process for importing a car from Japan to Hawaii, it should take roughly around 6 or 7 months, but it could be a lot longer if you want to wait for a specific car or a specific condition of the car. I got the car in 2023, maybe late 2023. The car I had before the Toyota Crown was a 1997 Mazda Miata. It was manual. For modifications that I've done to the car, I've done air suspension, just general maintenance, new wheels, a body kit, and I had to custom color match the body kit to the car. I guess the car is special to me because I've always wanted something from Japan, and it's always seemed so unobtainable. But I finally got around to doing the research on how to get one, and I finally got one. My favorite memory with the car would be picking it up from Oahu. It was my first time driving in Oahu, and it was also my first time driving right-hand drive. So it's kind of a funny and cool experience. I guess the experience of driving a right-hand drive car, it's not too different from any other car. Drive-throughs are a little difficult, and people kind of look at you funny when you're on the wrong side of the car. If someone asked me why this car, I would have to say the engine is reliable, and most parts are easily obtainable, except for custom parts, but for regular maintenance, it's not too bad. So if I was to describe the car scene in Hawaii, let's say it's not as extravagant as the mainland. A lot of that has to do with the cost of living here. It's a lot more expensive to live in Hawaii versus the mainland. So a lot of people don't really have the money to put towards building a car. A lot of people's first cars here, it's also like a hand-me-down. So you get your grandma's car or something like that. And they kind of just build those cars, even though they're not the best to build, but you just kind of make do with what they got. I don't usually do car meets. If I do, it's cars and coffee, just because I'm not really into the whole nighttime car scene. Rather just have a chill car meet and check out people's cars. So cars and coffee is kind of like a chill meet. It's usually older folks. They just park and hang out. I guess you could drink some coffee if you want. So I did go to an event. It was an endless summer cruise, and I actually took home best stance for 2025. That was actually my second trophy. So I believe in 2023, I got best stance again with my other car. The show was Fresh Inventory 3, I believe. So the difference between car culture here and the mainland, I feel like the cost of living in Hawaii is so high that people don't really have the money to build a really quality show car compared to the mainland, where everything's a little cheaper. There's more, people out there to work on your car. You can kind of build a car for cheaper and have a nicer, overall project. To take care of a normal car in Maui, it's not too bad. If you have a average car that most people know how to work on, you usually can get the parts pretty easy. But if it's, a German car, or in my case, a car from Japan, it might be a little harder to get the parts, and people might not want to work on it. So the differences between driving here and other places, I guess here it's a little more slow. The fastest speed limit we have is 55, so I guess you don't really need a car that's super fast. The roads here are not the greatest, but I guess they're not the worst. Compared to driving in Oahu, the roads there are really bad, and people drive a lot faster and a little more reckless. If someone asked me for advice of getting into cars, I would say do your research on what car you want to build, and don't just rush into, whatever first project car that you see. It's really worth getting a car that's already somewhat already decent, and then you can kind of just add stuff to that. So car scene here in Maui, I don't know if it's going to get better or worse. Right now, there's a lot of younger people running the car scene. A lot of the older people kind of stopped doing shows and events and stuff. There's still a few around, so it might, be a good car scene in the future. But as of right now, it's just kind of, I don't know, normal. If my car could talk, it'd probably wonder why it's so modified. It might be happy that it's modified, or it might just, I don't know, hate its life and want to go back to normal. So the reason my wheels are crooked, it's just a style preference. It doesn't add any functionality or anything practical to the car. It actually makes it worse to drive. But I just really like the look because no one really does it in Hawaii. When you're picking out a car, it's a lot easier to build something that someone else has built before you. So if you, for example, get like a Toyota or a Honda or something, there's a lot of resources out there and a lot of people that could help you with your build, and it'll be a lot easier than something unique or not really a common car. I guess if I had any words of advice, if you can, don't get into modifying cars.